What's up, guys? It's Rising Duelist here. I'm Kono Bandit, and here today to talk about another legacy deck that actually just got recent support in the last couple months, which I'm talking about Amazonas. Amazonas got a couple new cards, that being 3 new monsters, a spell, 2 fusions, and a trap, which actually helps out the deck a lot, which actually makes it playable for one. Now, I'm not going to be talking about what each of these cards do because I'll have a deck profile soon talking about what each is, but I'm going to talk about cards that you could add to the deck to make it playable, make it more playable, and just give it a little more push to keep up with this meta. Now, obviously, you can run hand traps and a lot of floodgates and stuff like that, and good trap cards. But some monsters I'm going to start off with that are really good for the deck. For one, Marauding Captain. Marauding Captain is a warrior, and it lets you special summon one level 4 lower warrior from your hand, which the Amazonas, well, level 4 or lower monster, I would say, which the Amazonas are all level 4 or lower, and it helps you get their monsters out, and you can get their effects, and you could also use Marauding Captain, which is an Earth, to make Mrs. Radiant, which is just fantastic in Amazonas because all of them are Earth monsters. And Amazonas have really low attack to begin with, so they need any boost they can get from the Mrs. Radiant, and having Marauding Captain to get the extra special summon is really nice. Moving on from that, a card that I just love seeing in decks that have Earth monsters, I like Gigantes. Now, Gigantes, for one, if you don't know what it does, it must be first special summoned from your hand by banishing an Earth monster from your graveyard. And that's just, I think that's great because later in the game, if you have a Gigantes in your hand, that's a free special summon because you're going to have a graveyard full of Amazonas. And then even if they destroy your Gigantes by battle and send it to the graveyard, all spell and traps cards get destroyed. Not just yours, not just theirs, all of them, which is great in this meta. We talk about in a lot of videos how back row removal, just like that, isn't really present, so that helps out the deck a lot. Moving on from that, a card that works really well with Gigantes is Block Dragon. Now, Block Dragons is another free special summon which works from the hand or the graveyard, and it's 3 Earth monsters from your hand or graveyard, and it's a 2,500 attack, 3,000 booty. It's a really strong card. It's just fantastic to use. It gives you a boss monster for the deck, which Amazonas don't really have other than their fusions. But if you don't have the means to get the fusion monster out in later games when you're grinding, Block Dragon is always good. Moving on from that, since we're running a lot of Earth monsters, you can use Glow Up Bulb in this deck. Glow Up Bulb to Naturia Beast. We all know how great Naturia Beast is. It's good for one because it's so hard to come out. It's so hard to get it out in a lot of decks. So using Glow Up Bulb in this deck, I know it'll take up a normal summon, or you could use it. You could pitch Glow Up Bulb with like Twin Twisters or something like that, which will let you just special summon it, and it's just a good card. Naturia Beast is always good. If you don't have your Amazonas card, or you have a Mrs. Radiant out on the field already, you can have Naturia Beast and one of your Amazonas fusions also, which is just gives you a lot. It probably will get game at that point because you have a lot of disruption and some good cards. But yeah, Glow Up Bulb. Moving on from that, we have Kage. I don't know if you guys know what Kage is. It's basically when you normal summon a level 4 monster. You can special summon Kage from your hand. It's a reptile, it's dark, but it could also be searched. King of the Fair Limbs, which is just 2 level 4 monsters, it's pretty nice. It gives you a little link spam for the deck, unless you keep continuing your plays and making more cards, or going to more rank 4s if you possibly can. Moving on from that, another card that's good for rank 4s, and it's an Earth, is Goblin Bird. Goblin Bird's more special summoning, getting cards out, spamming the field. It's great. Goblin Bird's a good card, honestly, in a lot of decks, even Lightsworn. Moving on from that, what makes Amazonas actually really good now, since they have the fusion monsters, is you can use Fusion Recycling Plant, which, moving on from Fusion Recycling Plant, I know Amazonas have their own field spell called Amazonas Village, which is why you can also run set rotation in this deck to give yourself the Fusion Recycling Plant, give your opponent Amazonas Village. You're going to get the effects of Amazonas Village, and you're also going to be able to use Fusion Recycling Plant to make your fusion monsters, which is just really fun. And since your fusion monsters are Amazonas, they're going to get the boost, and they're going to get the effects from the village. And that's just really nice. Or if, say, your Amazonas Village, because I only run one Amazonas Village, say it's already been destroyed or you used it already, You could give your opponent magical mid-breaker field because that's one of the best cards you could give your opponent, or any other field spell that stops your opponent from playing field spells, which is good. Thing Amazonists need since they're so weak on their own. Moon Mirror Shield is really good with Amazonists. Swordswoman, which I would say is probably one of the better Amazonists that isn't new, is good because if your opponent is gonna, what is it called? If your opponent's gonna destroy it, it's gonna have 100 more attack when you're attacking with that, which is good because they're weak. The monsters are really weak, and if there's a way for you to actually keep the Amazonist Swordswoman intact, say you have a card that keeps your monster from being destroyed by battle, you can use Amazonist Swordswoman attack into your opponent, and they take the damage instead, which is pretty nice. Moving on from that, we have MX Saber Invoker. The new Amazonist card, Amazonist Princess, is actually level 3. So if you use Amazonist Princess and say Marauding Captain, you can make a MX Saber Invoker and then special summon any Earth Warrior from your deck. And you get another Amazon Princess or any other Amazonist card, which just lets you continue your plays, and it's just really nice. And just to wrap this all up, an engine you could run with Amazonist is SUNYAC. Now, mind you, Trident and Broad Bull are banned, but like I was talking before, Earth spam, Earth Link spam is actually very present. And if your opponent, I don't know why you do this, but if you decide to play Amazonist against someone who's playing the meta, it just helps out a lot, especially you could run the Whiptail and you could banish their monsters, and they're all Earth Beast Warriors, and the synergy works really well. You really wouldn't be running an Amazonist deck at this point. It'd be like a Zoo deck with an Amazonist engine, but it's still a very interesting thing to run. It's could be synergized very well with the deck since they're all Earths, like I said. Mrs. Radiant is there, and you could keep doing Link shenanigans. You could even make a Link spam deck out of this with Firewall Dragon if you want. And it just gives a lot of more variety to Amazonist as a whole. Because like I said, Amazonist isn't the best deck. Honestly, they're probably one of the worst decks out there. But it's fun to play, especially if you're doing table 500 with your friends. So just take all these cards, like I said, into mind. If you have any cards that you like or that think would work well in Amazonist, I have never met another Amazonist player, so I'd like to hear some opinions from anyone out there that plays Amazonist. Just let me know what you think, and I'll meet you guys in the comments. All right, guys, thanks for watching.